Greg, what about for leads that have been in the database for a while or that someone got last year? What's the best way to try to revive those? Agents make two mistakes that I see. One is they give up too quickly on follow-up, and the other is that they get stopped very easily because they don't know what to say or what to do, or they've run out of things to say. What's your best approach for reviving those old opportunities?
Well, number one is I think it's the greatest gold mine in the business right now. Like, let's look at what happened in 2022. There was a group of buyers, at least through March, April, potentially May, that backed out of the market. Because to win in Q1 of 2022 in most markets, if not all of them around the country, meant that you were competing at 5 to 25 plus offers. You were removing most of your contingencies, and in some cases, even home inspection. You were offering tens, if not hundreds of thousands above asking. And shocker, there's a group of buyers who just said, you know what, like, I know this is what it's going to take to win in this market. I'm going to pause. Or in agents' world, we're like, hey, they ghosted us, right? For whatever reason, they just paused. Then there's the next thing that happened in the market, and literally it's 1 year ago, like this week is when it started, is rates went up 3% in 90 days, Chris. That was the largest rate increase in the history of America in a 90-day period, is rates more than doubled in 90 days. And so there was another group that was active in the market that paused. And what I often heard from the folks we coach or agents on my team is they were ghosting us. Just disappeared, stopped getting back with us. So when you ask about reconnecting with these old leads, number one, it's a mindset. Like, there is a large group of them, an incredibly large group of them that have re-entered the market or about to re-enter the market. So just because they ghosted you in May, June, July, August, September, don't think that that's not worth your time and energy to reach out and reconnect with them now. It is a literal gold mine. We did a report on my own team, and the average buyer that we sold a house to in March had first been connected with us 6 to 7 months ago. The average buyer we put in pending, we first met 6 to 7 months ago. And then the second part of it is when I've got the mindset, it's a gold mine. It's what we like to do here in our team, our coaching company. We want to hand out gold bars. So rather than calling and being like, hey, Jeremiah, or hi, Chris, I'm checking in, we want to give an item of value. And there's so much value in this market right now that will get the needle moving forward or strengthen a relationship rather than a check-in conversation. An example of that would be like in my local market last week alone, we had 303 price reductions. And we're not a big market here in Portland, Oregon, but there was 303 price reductions. So our script for that week is re-engaging with those old leads. Maybe we haven't talked to you in 4 or 5 or 6 months. And it's like, hey, Chris, it's Craig Rieger with Rieger Homes. I know we haven't spoken in a bit. I don't know if you're planning to be active in the spring market. And last week alone, we had 303 sellers raise their hand and literally say, I want to sell my home and I'm willing to reduce the price and take less to find a buyer. So the reason I'm reaching out, Chris, if you're looking for a good deal, there's 303 sellers that said, I'll give you a good deal if you pick my property. Would you like to get back together and talk about what's going on? So that's an example of a gold bar. We've got a property today that we have multiple offers on. It's a seller. We first engaged with them in August, and that seller was planning on hitting the market this late summer. And we let them know that because of the shortage of inventory we have here in Portland, Oregon, we're back to seeing some multiple offers. We planted that seed 40 days ago, and 7 days ago, they chose to hit the market and sell 4 or 5 weeks prior to what they originally expected. So anytime we can find an opportunity in the market, we label that as a gold bar, and then we share it with the audience, especially those leads that backed out in Q2, 3, and 4.
I love that. Delivering value on the calls, and as we follow up with our databases and even our spheres is so important. The check-in, how are you doing? Checking in on you. There's no value in that. The value is in those type of gold bars that you just shared, Craig.